Well, hello everyone. So, let me tell you this. I learned English as a second language by myself. I've been through a lot in my English learning journey. I've been through a lot of challenges. I've made so many mistakes along the way. I remember back then, I put in hours and hours studying English, but I didn't make any progress. It was so frustrating. At some points, I felt, quitting. It was so heartbroken. You know what it feels like, right? But here I am. I recovered all that awkward feelings by only 4 steps. And today, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 steps that are scientifically proven to be effective for learning English. And by taking these 4 steps, you'll take a huge leap in your English and in your ability to communicate. And I'm a living proof of that. I mean, if that worked for me, it'll definitely work for you. So, are you ready? The first step is easy, basic, and so important. Set your goals. I mean, ask yourself, why do you want to learn English? Maybe you want to learn English for a job opportunity. Maybe you want to learn English to pass an exam. Or maybe you want to learn English to impress a guy or a girl. Well, good luck with that, finger crossed. Whatever the reason is, just make it clear. Keep it in your head. Your goal is the motivation to carry you through when you feel like quitting, when you are like, no, English is so difficult, I'm not gonna make it, English is not for me. But if you have a goal, you'll be like, I'm gonna learn English, I'm gonna do that for this. This is your goal. Your goal gives you focus and motivates you. And this, your goal, makes you more determined to keep going, to make it, right? And think about it. Without a goal, your effort can be disjointed and often confusing. Let me tell you this. I remember back then when I first started learning English, I was so excited. I put in hours and efforts to study English. But as time passed by, I started losing motivation. I devoted less time to learning. But thanks to this step, I set my goal, and after that, whenever the learning became difficult, I'd overcome that by just revisiting my goal. I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna learn English for this. I had a goal. And then I became more determined to carry through my English plan to completion. So I want you to do the same. Just set your goal, okay? When you set your goal and when you have that awkward feeling, no, I'm not gonna make it, I can't do it, you will overcome that feelings by only revisiting your goal. You have a reason here. In learning a language, you need to put that knowledge of language in and then put it out. It's like take it in and then take it out. So what do you need is that you need to expose yourself to the language so that you can observe the language, so that you can see and hear how the language is spoken or how the language is used. So just immerse yourself in English. It's like immersing an egg in boiling water so that have that delicious boiled egg, if that helps. So, only listening and reading provide you the best input, that great knowledge of English. When you read and listen in English, you become more familiar how the language is spoken, how the language is used, and you understand the structure of English. In fact, listening and reading are at the heart of English development. So, don't skip this part and jump impatiently into the sexy part, which is speaking. Don't do what I did. I remember back then when I first started learning English, I bought a grammar book and I spent a lot of time studying that grammar book. I studied how a certain sentence is structured, when to use this, when to use that. And even worse, I studied that grammar rules in my language, not in English, which it means I had zero exposure to the language. And after a while, I ended up complaining about my English. I was like, oh, it's been a while that I've been learning English. Why I can't understand or speak in English? Well, no wonder I couldn't. All that grammar rules just confused me. The more I studied, the more I got confused. You know, it was like shooting myself in the foot. But thanks to this step, then I gradually made progress over time. And you know what I did next? Grab your headphone if there's any parent around. I threw my grammar book in the trash. And I recommend you to do the same. If you have a grammar book, just throw them in the trash. Okay, now it's safe. Take your headphone off. So read or listen as much as you can. Okay, but choose your material wisely. I mean, listen or read to something that is fun and interesting and at the same time is understandable. Now, what do I mean by that, by understandable? If your level is at the lower level and, and listen to a TV show that is so higher than your current level, then you might can't make most of it. So just read to something or listen to something that is fun, interesting, and is understandable. Now that you have that great knowledge of English, it's time to work on the sexy part, on speaking. This one is a little bit difficult, but you have a goal. Remember it from the first step? You gotta punch that difficulty in the face to achieve your goal, okay? So take a breath in and breathe out. Ready? Summarize what you read or what you listened to. Just talk about it as if you're describing what you listened to a friend. Talk about it, describe it. And it's like taking all that knowledge and turning it into the speaking. Don't let that up there in the head knowledge get accumulated. You need to move that up there knowledge into the usable active language. In fact, I owe my English fluency to this step. When I first got familiar with this step, I got obsessed with it. I literally summarized everything that I read, everything that I listened to and watched. But that was me. I'm not saying that you have to do the same or you need to go crazy. No. So to practice this step, you need to listen to or read something that is short. I mean, just listen to an audio that is 5 minutes long or a text that is short, so that you don't end up feeling like, oh, I forget it, I forget what it was about, or feel that I'm bored, I don't like to do it. So just do it. And if you find yourself struggle with not remembering it, go ahead and watch it again, listen to it again, and you'll figure out how to do it, how to summarize it. You've learned so much information so far, but you need to remember them as well, right? Let me tell you this. Did you know that only an hour after learning something new, you forget about half of the learned information? And a day after, you remember about only 30% of that information? Well, I guess you can see where this is going the next days. So you need to remember the information that you've just learned. If you don't remember that information, you will struggle recalling that information while you're speaking. You need them. You need to remember them to use a certain word on the fly while you're speaking. You don't want to get stuck on words, right? So what you need is that you need to create a repeating mini habit. A repeating mini habit is essentially this. When you come across a new word, when you think, oh, this is the word I needed, when that makes a whole lot of sense, when a gear in your head just clicks, just make an effort and write it down and then repeat it. Just repeat it. And in this way, you will remember the information for a very long time, because your brain thinks if you return to the information, it means it's necessary. Okay, so it doesn't get erased from your brain, and then you won't get stuck on words. Ooh, okay. Now let's wrap it up. So the 4 steps are these. Ask yourself, why do you want to learn English? Now that you are motivated by your goal, put the knowledge of English in your head. How? By listening and reading. And then take all that knowledge and turn it in speaking. Practice by summarizing. And then try to repeat the new information so that remember the information and be able to speak in a way you can express your thoughts. Good luck! Okay, that's it guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up. And if you like English and you want to see me every week, hi, it's Katie. You want to be friends, so subscribe to my channel. And in this way, you can be best friends. Bye!